Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy Titus, Pick 3 Lottery Guy, baby. And I'm up here again to give you some more tips and predictions for today, which is August the 9th, 2025, baby. I want to shout out everybody who got them hits yesterday on August the 8th, baby. Especially my people in Maryland. Maryland had a hit of 210 and then it followed up that afternoon with the 012, which is pretty much the same number in different order. That number was one of our hot numbers, all right, for the month of August. Congratulations to everybody in Maryland that played that 210 or that 012 and got that money, either box, scrape, combo, or however you got that money in the state of Maryland. Congratulations. I also want to send out a congratulations to New Jersey. New Jersey had a hit of 852 and 231, and y'all know those numbers came off of the August predictions list. Y'all, if you did not write down the numbers from the August predictions list, go back in the library, go look at that video and take a screenshot of those numbers. Those numbers have been producing for every state, all right? Most states are hitting, baby, off that August prediction list. Guys, we are averaging 10 to 15 hits a day in the United States of America from the August predictions list, guys. Man, guys, that list is producing hit. First of all, man, when I come up with these 30 numbers, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of deep diving to see what I like for August. And man, when the numbers are hitting, I mean, it just brings me joy, especially when I look in the comments and I see people that say, yo, Titus, the tips you are giving help me win. Guys, that's all I'm here to do. Give you tips and strategies to help build value in what you are doing every day before you go to the store. All right? That's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to give you tips. I'm trying to give you strategies to help build value and what you go to before you go to the store. You got a list of numbers, you got ammunition, you got nuggets, you got stuff to help you get to the money. All right. I know some of you only want the predictions. And y'all know the predictions come at the end of the video. You can fast forward or you can sit here and listen to all of these gems I'm dropping. All right. So I started putting the predictions at the end of the video. That way, hey, even if you're not going to give me anything after you hit, you can at least give me your views and give me a little bit of your time so that you can help my YouTube channel grow. All right? So, y'all, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching the Pick 3 Lottery Guy channel, engaging with me. Remember, I find the states that I do from that engagement. Those be the states that I either do for the monthly list or for the videos that I put out. It comes from engagement, all right? From you, the viewer. That's how I decide what I want to talk about. It comes from you, the viewer, all right? So if you got something you want me to talk about, go in the comment section. Say, hey, Pick 3 Lottery Guy, I'm struggling with X. Struggling with Y. I'm struggling with building my workout. I'm struggling with laying out my page. I'm struggling with picking the correct numbers. All right, guys, you got to think. There are thousands of combinations of numbers. To be able to predict the right 3 numbers, man, that's a feat already. But to put them in a perfect order, that's even a bigger feat. All right? So, hey, some of you might say, but the number didn't come out straight. It came out box. But you got to think. That's one number out of thousands of numbers that could have came out. All right? What's one number out of thousands of numbers? my August predictions list, 30 numbers out of thousands of combinations of numbers. And those numbers are producing hits. All right? So, man, if you're not a subscriber to the Pick 3 Lottery Guy channel, man, hit that subscribe button. If you just need strategy, hit that subscribe button. You just want some tips, man, hit that subscribe button. Man, if you just want my numbers, hey, hit that subscribe button, all right? Yo, so let me jump into this video today. Yo, I had a subscriber drop me a note, one of my favorite subscribers. She always got good information. She always paying attention. She always watching my videos. She's always engaged with the channel, all right? So whenever she hits me up and asks me something, I jump on it. Why? Because she been there from day one. She has a friend from the state of Louisiana. And she said, hey, can you do some Louisiana lottery for my friend? I said, sure, I definitely will. All right, so she had a friend from Louisiana. And so I went back 2 or 3 weeks to look at Louisiana's lottery. All right, Pick 3 lottery. Louisiana's unique. It only has one draw. One draw, guys. So you only get one chance a day to get the money. All right? Some of y'all got 4 chances to get to the money. Some of y'all got 3 chances to get to the money. Most of us only got 2 chances to get to the money. But them, man, they only got 1 chance to get to the money. Man, all right, y'all. So, hey, my people in Louisiana, this your boy Titus. Hey, let's jump in it. All right, so y'all had a hit on August the 7th. It was 837. All right, so I went back and looked at some patterns. And as y'all know, I did a whole video on the type of lottery player you are. That determines how you play. All right? So me, I'm a pattern player. I look for patterns in the workout, and then that helps me predict my numbers. Some of you are analytical lottery players. That means you got Excel spreadsheets and stuff. You looking at numbers from 10 years ago, and that's how you predict your numbers by the day. Some of you, man, you just flying by y'all seat of your pants. You see a car pass by, the car got a 227, you playing 227. The car got a 041, you playing 041, because the car just passed by you and it got those numbers on it. All right? Now, depending on the type of player you are, that depends on the amount of risk you're going to take. That depends on how prepared you are when you go into the store to play your numbers. All right? So, me as a pattern player, I look for patterns, and I build my numbers off of those patterns. All right? So, if you want to know more about that, how that works, go into the library, Pick 3 Lottery Guy library. Go look into the old videos. I have a video on all about the type of lottery player you are. All right? So, me, I'm a pattern lottery player, so I'm looking for patterns. Now, also, you know, I use the 1, 2, 3 and the 3, 6, 9 workout. Those are 2 workouts I use primarily to get to the money. All right? So, these might not work for you. Let me go ahead and say that. I use them. And I really use them as a guide to show you how to do the actual workout. Guys, there's others. There's a ton of other different ones. You got the 317, you got the 730. I think it's also a 999. It's a bunch of them. Whichever one help you get to the money, that's the one you use. I don't care what nobody tell you. Now, also, remember, Maryland had a 210 and a 012. I told y'all at the start of August, when you see something that's different, that could be an indicator that the lottery is changing in your area. So Maryland, my people in Maryland, be on the lookout for little subtle changes in the lottery in Maryland, okay? Be on that lookout for that. If you see that, be on that lookout. Everybody who's getting these triples, pay attention. That's a little sign that the lottery might be changing something, all right? Sometimes it's base number driven, right? And as you know, the base numbers are the numbers between the winning numbers on your workout. For those of you who've been following me, those become your base set of numbers. Sometimes the lottery is going to hit 5 or 6 times a month just off base numbers alone. Sometimes it's going to be key box driven. Remember, key box is where mirrors and double numbers intersect, right? We're looking for that intersection, right? Looking for our mirrors. Remember, our mirrors, 0, 5, that's a mirror. 1 and 6, a mirror. 2 and 7, mirror. 3s and 8s, mirrors. 4s and 9s. Any number plus 5. I know my hand kind of big, right? You can't even see me right now. My hand's so big. All right? That's a mirror. All right? So when we jump into these workouts, we have to remember things change. It don't always be the same. Don't miss out on money because you're playing the same strategy, and that's an old strategy. All right? So let's make sure that we are paying attention to what's going on in any state that had a triple or any state that had the same number come out twice, like Maryland. Maryland had the same number come out twice. All right? So we're paying attention now. I'm giving y'all these tips because I want to see us be great. All right? Now, also, remember, just because you play more money don't mean you're going to get more hits. I'm going to get a shirt. It's going to say pick 3 lottery guy on the back. It's going to say playing more money don't equal more hits. That's what it's going to say on the back. All right? Because that's the truth, guys. Just because you play, I done seen people go in the store. Guys, I done seen people go in the store and play a number 100 times combo. So all my veterans know what a combo costs and what a combo is. 100 times. Now, granted, I done seen a person play combo 100 times and hit. But I also seen people play it 100 times and miss. Y'all, that's a lot of money to be giving up, all right? Now, unless you got it like that. If you like me, you don't have it like that. I don't have a lot of money to be throwing away $300 or $400 a day playing the lottery. Some of you do. Some of you don't. All right? All right. So, jumping back into Louisiana. And I went on my little tirade about stuff. But, hey, let's jump back into this video. All right. So, Louisiana. Y'all had a hit on 8-7 of 8-3-7. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint, Louisiana. I'm going to give you a little tip. All right? I'm going to give you a little tip. Now, when this hit, it equaled the next day number. So the next day was 8-8. Right? 8-8. See how that number added up to an 8? It was 8-3-7. 10 plus 18, only keep the right side, that became an 8. All right? I've seen that several times. And so I wanted to use this video to show you that too as well, all right? So pay attention because sometimes y'all hit is not the day of. The numbers won't add up to the day of. The numbers add up to the next day. Or it add up to the mirror for the next day. So it could have easily have added up to, if it was like a 7 or 3-3-7, then that would have been a 3. That would have been the mirror of the next day. So my people in Louisiana, pay attention to that. Sometimes y'all number don't add up to the same day. I know I tell people about day sums and date sums, right? Your date sum, right, is the 8 and the 8, which is 16, which would have been a 6 or a 1. The day sum, the day was the 8th, or would have been the 8th, all right? Or this one would have been a 7, all right? So it added up to the next day, right? So this played on the 7th, it added up to the 8th for the next day, all right? Just want to give you that tip. Pay attention to your day sum and your date sum. So you might want to chart this for a few days, all right? Might want to chart it for a few days just to see what's hitting. That's what I mean by paying attention to what hits where you live. I love to tell people that. Pay attention to what's hitting where you live. All right, so Louisiana, the next day was hitting, right? In other parts of the country, it could be the day, which would have been the 7th, or it would have been a 2. Or it would have been a date, which would have been the 8 and the 7, which would have ended up being what? I know you're home, you know you're doing the math. Would have been a 5, right? So 5 or a 0. And what hit around the country on the 7th? A bunch of 5s. That's crazy, but it did. All right, I see everything because I'm doing workouts for all over the country. But some of y'all don't see that because you just play it for your own state. All right, so that being said, remember, once you do your base workout, get your numbers, then we go in and we start dissecting it. All right, so we look for our mirrors and doubles, which becomes our key box. We got the 6s and the 9s. Right? 6 and 1, mirror, 9 and 9, the double. Come down here, 1 and 1, double, 9 and 4, mirror. All right? Got them right over here, right off our mirror chart. Now, then we start looking for repeat numbers. So, a good tip to identify repeat numbers is if you have mirrors on the outside. So, 6 is on the outside, right? You got a 6 on the outside, and you got a 1, right? Those are mirrors. That's going to tell you that your numbers are repeating. Come down here, you got your 1, you got your 6. That's going to tell you that you have repeat numbers. All right? That's going to tell you that you're going to be able to see some repeat numbers in your workout. So right here, you got a 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 9. Come on here, you got an 8, 5, 3. All right, so you can write those numbers down. That could be some of your numbers, guys. Those could be numbers. 8, 5, 3, 6, 9, 1. Right? And 4, 3, 9. All right, those could be some of your numbers. And you do the same thing on your 3, 6, 9 workout. It's going to be a little different because over here, right, it's going to be your 8s, 3s, and your 2s. So your 2 and your 7, that's your mirror. Yeah, 3 and your 3, right? Them your doubles. That's your key box. Those are numbers that's forming your key boxes. All right, you got your 6, 1, 6, 9, 1, 1, 9, 6. Those are repeat numbers. It's still repeating. You also got 7, 7, 2, 5, 1, 0. Right? And your 2, 7, 7 is going through your key box. Now, in previous videos, I told you to pay attention to that mirror number. All right? But that's why to that triple. But that's where having both workouts pay off, right? Because you don't want to miss a hit because you're just using the 3, 6, 9, and then you missed the hit because you didn't see it. All right? So you want to be able to keep that so you can see it. All right? That's why you want to have both workouts sometimes. All right. Now, once you go through and get all your mirrors, do all your repeat numbers and all of that stuff, now it's time to start paying attention to the workout. All right? Now, to my people in Louisiana, I want you to pay attention to clumps of numbers. All right? Clumps of numbers. All right? So remember, right up here, let me get a different color. Let me get a red. So you got your 6s and 1s, which are mirrors. Right? So that's a clumps of numbers. Write that down. 1 and a 6. On your other workouts, you got your 3s and 8s. Right? 3s and 8s. Those are clumps of numbers. Right? 3s and 8s. Alright? So you're coming through and you're finding all your clumps of numbers. Over here, you got your 3s. Over here, you got your 1s and your 6s. Right? You also have Over here, you got your twos. You got some twos. Twos and sevens. All right, so we're going through and we're finding all the clumps of numbers. And then you got your zeros and fives. Zeros and fives. All right. Now, you can start building numbers and seeing what is out there. Seeing what's surrounding your key boxes even. All right. So now we found off of this clump of numbers, 6, 1, 3. Right? 6, 6, 1. Coming off of that 6, 1, 1 is some threes. Right? So you say 6, 1, 3. All right? And it's right off your key box. Same thing over here. You got 3, 3, and 3 here, right? And you got your 7, 7, and your 2s. So you got all these different combinations of numbers. So these clumps are inside your key box. So you might have said 7, 3, 2, right? You might have said 7, 3, 2. Now over here, you got your 5s, right? And like I said, you might want to come right off. And you got your 2 here, 7 here. And you might want to say 7, 5, 2. And what I noticed is, once you go through and find clumps of numbers, 3 or more numbers of the same number, and you building those numbers, then you can position yourself to get closer to the right number. Right? Even right here, coming through the key box, you got 316. To win the next day on 8-8, on 8-8 in Louisiana, the next day win was 163. 163. And I saw that on even another day. That's why I said, oh, that's something that's winning in Louisiana. It's just building your numbers off of clumps of numbers. Using the numbers are clumped together, like your 3s over here, and your 1s and ones and stuff over here, your 5s, your 7s. Taking those numbers, putting them together, and you building numbers from there. And I said, dog, let me go and do a video on it so people from Louisiana can pay attention to that. All right? So pay attention to the numbers, how the numbers are coming off, and how the numbers are being grouped together. All right? Pay attention to that. Now, also right here, if you're looking at the outside mirror, you had your 6 and your 1 already. And right above it was a double 3. So you also could have built it from the numbers right about your doubles. Right? You got your 6 and your 1. Right above it was a 3. All right? See over here. You got your 1 and your 6. Right above it was a 3. All right? So you could have also have done that as well, and also done it. Even right here, 1 and your 6. Right over the middle number was a 3. Then you replace that 9 with a 3. All right? So I just wanted to do that right quick, show you guys that, give you that